Welcome back, America. It's Hugh Hewitt. Thank you for listening to the program. Joined by United States Senator Tom Cotton. Good morning, Senator.
Hey, Hugh. Good to be on with you.
I've got to play for you Jay Inslee, governor of Washington, yesterday. Before we get to your op-ed in the Washington Post, here's what Jay Inslee said, cut number 10.
So when I go into Story County, Iowa, like I was there a couple months ago, I can...
Wait, I meant cut number 11. Cut number 11.
As long as some local official in a sort of non-enlightened area that doesn't understand why implicit bias is a bad thing.
All right, stop right there. So, Senator Cotton, look, as long as some local official in a sort of non-enlightened area doesn't understand why implicit bias is a bad thing, are you from a non-enlightened area or an enlightened area?
I'll tell you, I know a lot of Arkansans who appropriated the word deplorables after Hillary Clinton referred to all of Donald Trump's supporters by that term. I suspect that we may soon see T-shirts and hats in places like Arkansas appropriating the non-enlightened areas.
Yeah, I'm wondering if your buddy, the Secretary of State, is going to be on with me tomorrow. Is Mike Pompeo from a non-enlightened area?
Oh, goodness, Hugh. Governor Inslee, I know, has thrown his hat in the presidential ring. I guess he's going to campaign on being from enlightened areas like Seattle that can't even provide basic housing and other public services to their people, given their rampant homeless problem.
Yeah, we'll have to come back to this. I want people to actually go and read. I've tweeted out the op-ed by you and Senator Cornyn, Keep the Chinese Government Away from 5G Technology. I think it's one of the more important op-eds I've read in a long time. Thanks to the Washington Post for publishing it. My concern is that people don't know what 5G is, Senator Cotton, especially the Steelers fans and everyone in the non-enlightened areas. But even Washington State and its enlightened people probably do not understand what 5G is and what it means for Huawei to be owning it.
Sure, Hugh. If you're listening right now and you don't know what 5G is, just click on your phone and you'll probably see 4G somewhere on there if you've got a good cellular connection. That refers to fourth generation wireless network. 5G is just simply the fifth generation, but it's not an incremental step forward. It's a huge advance in wireless technology. It's going to power not just cell phones and tablets, but things like the Internet of Things, devices and appliances in your homes, mobile devices in your vehicles, and so forth. It's also very critical to communications for governments and for militaries and so forth. There aren't a lot of companies around the world that make this kind of equipment that can power the backbone of the fifth generation wireless network. Unfortunately, Huawei is one of them. And Huawei is essentially an arm of the Chinese Communist Party. They have a long history of wrongdoing. For instance, the founder's daughter, who is one of the senior executives of Huawei, is in jail up in Canada right now because she was a serial violator of Iran sanctions. And to allow Huawei not only into the United States, but into any of our allied countries, would really be like turning over the keys of your nation's security to the Chinese Communist Party. Those countries who are closest to China, like Australia and New Zealand and Japan, understand the threat. They've already stopped it. In the United States, we're not going to let Huawei get close to our 5G network either. I am worried, though, about Europe and some of the developing world getting in bed with the Chinese, because what Huawei's business strategy is to give cut rate prices because they're subsidized by the Chinese government because this is part of their national security strategy, and then they own your network. That would be akin to turning over steel or uranium or tank or aircraft production during the Cold War. It's a crazy thing to do.
You have the example of the African Union learning the hard way to be wary of strangers bearing gifts. I was unaware of that, but wow, what an illustration.
It's a perfect illustration, Hugh. For those of you who haven't seen the Washington Post op-ed, I encourage you all to read it because it lays out this case in greater detail. Huawei offered to help build and then ultimately wire the African Union's headquarters in East Africa. Shockingly, who could have guessed that every night those servers were communicating back to China and sending who knows what kind of data or sensitive national security or diplomatic information into Huawei. And again, if Huawei is what it claims to be, just a telecommunications company trying to get ahead and make some money and enrich its owners and give its employees a job, why would it be sending that information back every single day? What does a telecom company need with the African Union's sensitive internal data? The answer is nothing, Hugh. That data is going directly to the Chinese government.
I've tweeted this op-ed out by Tom Cotton and John Cornyn. Everyone ought to give it legs and make sure everyone gets smart about it. Quick exit question. Chuck Grassley and his colleagues in the House are introducing retirement reform. Among the things they have not yet proposed is allowing seniors to use retirement savings to pay off mortgage debt. It is, to me, the most obvious of things, Tom Cotton. Are you following this bill, which touches on every American, old or young?
Well, I know that, Hugh, as you age, this is becoming an increasingly important topic for you personally. Retirement security is a big challenge in our country. So many Americans have saved very little for their retirement, in no small part because so many working Americans haven't gotten a pay raise for so long. So I've worked in this space trying to make sure that Americans have enough retirement security. Let me take a look at what you just recommended to you, because we need to make reforms to help America's seniors.
Great story in the Wall Street Journal. Chuck Grassley's all over it. Kevin Brady's all over it. They'll do a good bill. I just want them to be open to the smart stuff as we senior citizens get close. I'm not really a senior citizen yet, but I'm getting close. We care what you folks in the Congress do, especially when we're from non-enlightened areas. Senator Tom Cotton, thank you. Don't go anywhere, America. Hour number 3 straight ahead.